been so long since we've done anything at all. I want to do stuff. I want to do city stuff. We haven't done it. We haven't done it in forever. In forever. We're gonna go play. We're gonna go play. Where are we gonna go though? I feel like we should go to somewhere in Sunset Harbor stuff. New maps. New maps. Yes. You know what we could do is build a city in a base map because we have not. Canmod, I love. A cliffside bay. We could do this, but God, we have so many maps. I wish I could just hold the button down and it would auto scroll for me, but it's not going to do that for us. Twin Fjords. No, 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 no. Actually, that's really cool. I like that a lot. I think we've tried to build a city here a couple of times and have just been like, bah, and not done it. I would almost like to do something like this. Just, I don't know, something weird. I don't want to do the swamp. This is where our one place was. It was fun. We're going to do... I mean, we are in the desert. We could do Las Vegas in the desert oasis. Do we want to fucking make it dirt? No, we don't. We don't want to make it dirt. I'll tell you that right now. We want to make it something cool. This looks interesting. This or this looks kind of interesting. This looks like it has really slow moving water. Azure Gulf. Yeah, it's a Gulf. Yeah, no. Wolf Creek. I think we've done one here. We're going Crater Falls. I like that tall bridge right there, that little split island. We're going to see what's going on with all of that, and if we have access to it. It could be cool. It doesn't have access to something. Shit. I do like doing maps that have access to all things. This one doesn't have trains. Ah, that's why we picked that, huh? Okay. Guy, you know, one of these with the new DLC would not be bad. The new DLC, we could do a little Marin Bay fishing situation. It might be fucking awesome. I wonder how they populate some of the old maps with the new DLC for fish. Mm. Crater Falls actually has the smallest suitable area for building, which probably means it's going to take a hell of a lot of terraforming, a lot of fucking crushing down mountains, or building weird little villages. We might be able to build small townships, but that would make it so that we would use the highway as our main spine, and we would just end up doing districts off the highway, separate districts for different stuff. We could run, we could try on and off ramps with frontage roads somewhere like this. I've never tried that. I've wanted to though. I've seen a couple of other people do it, and it seems like it might be an interesting thing. We have those here, so I feel like I'm kind of well suited. It's not difficult. It's not a difficult concept. It's just about developing the infrastructure so that you can put roads on both sides of a highway and then have your city off of that. So it's going to make the spine a much larger, fucking more complicated looking thing. But it shouldn't be beyond us. The Gulf's going to have such slow moving water. We have to keep that in mind if we're going to build a city on this for waste. We're going to be dumping wastewater onto ourselves slowly, which means it's going to take forever to clean. Somewhere like this would be cool, but we could not afford to ever pollute our small amount of water. Fuck it. Crater Falls, 46%. We're doing it. I don't give a fuck. Bam. Rockfield's the name. No, it's not. I lied. We can't deal with Rockfield. You know what we could do? I kind of like the name Crater Falls, honestly. We're going to name it Crater Falls. I like that. We're going to name it the same thing as the map. Super original, but I really like the way that it sounds. It has a nice ring to it. I feel like I could say that a lot. Crater Falls. That and that. I like Gravity Falls. So, Crater Falls. Yeah. We're not going to throw any cheats on. We are going to use day-night cycle. We are going to have random disasters on a very low occurrence, maybe. The problem, no. We're going to turn... we should not be bitches. Crank it up to fucking extreme now. The problem with this is that if we develop a city and I really love it and then a flood destroys all of our town, I'm going to be fucking sad. We would have to do very little, like, crazy free building if we do random disasters, because we'd have to keep a secret budget stashed away. Not really secret, but just, extra budget in case we have to reformat the entire city when it floods for some horrible reason. And we'll also have to develop infrastructure to prevent natural disasters, which is a whole layer we've never done before. Ooh. I feel like we should do some scenarios for disasters before we do free disaster mode, because we don't know how to deal with it on a large scale. Okay, that's fine. Let's go. Let's go on down to Crater Falls. We got a call. We were hanging out in the swamp. We were fucking looking for our hat in another game for a while. I built a mech. It was fun in space. But all of that's irrelevant now because we've gotten a phone call from the president of the world. Pause. Okay. And that call told us to develop a city. Oh shit. I really like this. This is a beautiful map. Holy crap. Wow, look at this. What the fuck is that? What is that? A three-way highway intersection. You crazy motherfuckers. No, that's super cool looking. Of course we had to pick the insane thing. How the fuck are we going to run frontage roads off of that? Well, maybe we'll do frontage roads off of the main highway. Oh, god damn it. Look at all of the shit that it has in a row. We've got bridges, our intersection, and then this. And then that. Oh, so we get to bridge the highway through our town. Okay. So this presents an opportunity to develop a roundabout with frontage roads down the center, all the way across it, right from the beginning. But we only have $70,000 motherfucking dollars. How could we develop a highway infrastructure with $70,000 and then put a city on it? We couldn't. It is not plausible. Okay. Well, I don't want to really slap another three-way intersection down. I want to put a roundabout and have it break off in every direction with the highway on adjoining sides of it. But the question being, we don't want... Okay, here's the thing. We do not want to impede highway traffic with a roundabout unless it's underground. And I know that sounds silly, but trust me, I've got a little of experience with this, and the underground roundabout, well, we fucking stash it away, the main one, and we make it large. Rather large, so that once traffic gets going on it, they can fucking do whatever they want, and there's plenty of time for them to go ahead and dick around and take their turns and clog it up. And we make sure that the infrastructure that leads off of it has wide, easy to make turns that are not sharp, even if it takes extra space because it's underground, and we do that as quickly as we can. I'm not sure that we can afford to drop a roundabout underground. Ah, I'm torn. Because we can't just connect the two highways. That's not going to work. We won't have the money to do that. How the fuck do we do this? It would take our entire road budget to complete this highway, and then some. And then where does the city live? I love this as a challenge to start with. This makes it so fucking interesting for us because I get to sit here and bitch. I get to sit here and about it. Like, okay, well, we're not going to solve it by staring at it. So let's build. Let's build a city. Step one, as we all know, is poop. Bam, we pooped, and then we refunded our poop for $10. That is what we've spent to poop. But it gives us the access to all of the extra roads from the beginning that we need. And this works whether you have DLC or not. This works in base. We aren't ever going to do any of this. Large or small roundabouts, we build our own because it's whether it's cheaper or not, it's custom fit for whatever we need, as opposed to having to be like, oh, but what if it was just a little better? Yeah, well, build it better. Um, so we don't have highway ramps or any highways that unlock immediately. So that answers our question as to whether or not we're even going to try to fuck with the highway infrastructure. We're not, because we can't. But what if we built two townships and then joined them? Oh, that might be kind of fun. Wait, what am I thinking? Why don't we just fucking put a roundabout on this side, a small roundabout on this side, run like a gravel road between it, and then fucking build our like industrial completely separately on one side over here, so that it literally can't fucking interfere with our thing. Where would they have to go to get to the other side of the city? They'd have to take that highway all the way out around through whatever the fuck's going on over there. I love that road. I think it's really cool looking. And then they would come down over here into the residential. That is a long, or take the country road. That might work. But if we're going to do that, we have to make sure that we budget for it as we're going, and I'm not going to remember, so we'll start over here and see how far we get. One, two, we have to put at least one node in between so that they can lane switch before they fucking ruin my life. God, I want to put it down here. I want it right here. This is where we want it, honestly. Yeah. Well, I don't think we're going to be able to develop it all at once anyway, so we're going to give ourselves two nodes. I want it perfect. That's off center, but acceptable. I'm going to let it go. So we'll try and budget small and go a smaller roundabout from the beginning and see if that doesn't help us instead of doing some crazy large one just to manage traffic. Traffic that we don't currently have to worry about. All the way to the second node. There. Eh. Boop. Okay, we got our first little roundabout. What are we at money-wise? 64,000. That was expensive. I would sure love to get it done on this side. I think we're just going to do it. I think we're just going to fucking do it and not worry. We'll see where we're at once we get both roundabouts built. If we can't do anything with this side, at least it's completed, because those fucking flags are going to drive me insane. It's already happening. Go down 2, because why not? Close enough. There. There. Like that. We just want a few units of road to make our roundabout with, so that now these highway guys can come do their thing. Oh my god, did I do one node, you fucking piece of shit. It's fine. It's industrial. This is all going to be industrial. Okay, we've got 2. I would love to run that road in between them right now. $60,000. Fuck. Our road budget is not great. I think we're going to go down to 50. We almost have to. And if we do that, how much would it cost to do what I want to do here? Why is it? Oh, it's on change direction still. That's a hell of an expensive road. Holy shit. Well, done. We've made some balls. Okay, good. Now we've got a main street, and we've got a side for forest industrial. We've got a side for farming and residential-ish. So if we were doing a thing, we would want to bring some industrial over here into this and do farming, and actually bring our residential back over here into the sweet foresty area so that they can get eaten by wildlife. Hmm. But I also don't want to pollute this area. And if we could get coastline property, we could charge for it out the ass right away. Is it? It's a full-on lake that has a separate water source? Question mark. Is it far enough? It almost looks like it does right there. It looks like it's a separate connection from. So if it has its own water source, we could make this residential lake. Like, do whatever we want, build around it, build up it, whatever the fuck we want, because we can pollute a little bit of this for the time being. Oh, we could pollute just this. What happens if we just dump wastewater in only this tiny puddle? Does the game actually know that we're displacing water? That is an experiment that might end in a really shitty lake. Hmm. I almost fuck. They're like, hey, you guys been down to Shit Creek? Because if it overflows, that's what it would become, is a creek. It would overflow, take that highway out, and become a creek as it bridged between the lake and that other water source there. So maybe we'll pollute out here, like I thought we will. We should probably throw our infrastructure down as quickly as we can, because otherwise we're fucked. And let's not, you know what we'll do, because we have this bone structure here in the center, this will be our spine, and we won't build off of these, with the exception of the road that links them in between. We might make that road like a 6-lane, and these balls bigger, our roundabouts larger, and probably underground. I would probably drop all of this underground at some point, once we have the money, and we will have the money. But let's stop talking and start fucking building. Um, so let's imagine really quick what we're going to do for a car, right? We come in off the fucking highway, we hit this stupid roundabout, and then we blam, turn, sharp turn, so it's going to take a second. Fucking goddamn it. It'll be okay for a small amount of traffic until I can decide what I want to do with it. God, every property line's uneven. That annoys me already. But it's because it's on a hill, and the road might be slightly misaligned. It looks like it might be, but it's okay. It might provide a nice, quirky look to it, a unique look, like each building was actually placed. So when you come off of this, you're going to want at least a lane to decide what you're doing, or a node to decide what you're doing. So we'll give you 2, just because I assume they're going to be dumb. Come down with a little bit of a main road this way. We're not going to do 4-way intersections. And then we're going to go ahead and bring our industrial down off of this one. 1, 2. And that's going to head towards the forest with a 2 node. Okay. And that, just little stubs, because we're going to go broke real fucking quick. We're already at the lowest limit of what we can build with. And we haven't done much. And I'm not going to put houses down this main road. This is a travel road. These are travel roads that will have past this point stuff on them. So we're not going to have a lot. That's what I'm saying. Maybe we could put utilities on one side. Or no, because then if trucks have to stop. So, with that in mind, what I just said, we're going to make a utility road right away. This is going to be a road that will feed both areas for utilities. And to do it, to make sure we have enough room for anything, we'll go 15, drop a road, bring it over. We're not going to go all the way to that. I want to build off of that. It's going to be for industrial, so I guess utility could blend into the industry stuff. How about right there? We are starting to encroach on our node stuff. We have So I guess we'll go to the nearest node and hit it and just have a small utility road. Now we can put power, garbage in the back, pollute this area, make it disgusting, whatever we have to do, because it's off the side of the road, and it'll blight a small amount of forest. But no, wait, this is residential side. Oops. Well, that's okay. Our first shopping centers will go right here. We'll put a shopping center and parks and stuff like that. This will be a utility road for the same concept, but residential. So we could do schools, stuff like that, and we'll do interlinking roads. That'll actually work out fine. Okay, so that is not long enough. This little stub needs to be a touch longer. I like how immediately we flipped what side we're doing what with. But I would prefer this to not be industry, despite the fact that it gives us access to a huge amount of forestry. Fuck. So we have yeah, we've got forest over here. This will be the industry forest. That's fine. We'll work our way over to specialized industry. We'll go generic from the beginning. That way we don't have to worry about it. And that way that gives us this entire side for fucking farmland and whatever bullshit we want to do. And then we could have a tight spaced little amongst all the forest residential. That way it's already got appeal. And I can back it up. Watch me fucking back it up. Info views. Tell me I'm right. Show me money. Land value. Low is in the gray. Oh, look at what's low. Oh, well, okay. Actually, there's a decent amount. So, maybe what we do... Okay, that is a lot of good fucking land. But so is this. This whole ring is not bad. For an initial residential, this would be phenomenal. If we could put something fishing related here, maybe dig it deeper. We could do like a restaurant pier or some fucking thing. Fish related over here. That'd be fun. God, I would love to put our shit on the other side of that island. Because I bet that's the way the water goes. Can I get a water overview somehow? Blam, there it is. Oh, nice. That's a pretty fucking strong current anyway. So it carries it off that direction, and then it goes off into who gives a shit. So that's great. And then what do we got going on here in this little loop? So we got it drops down, hits that, and a small eddying current coming from under the bridge. But our current goes this way anyway. So adding poop to this current is not necessarily a bad thing. We could drop it right here, or move it to right here eventually, and just send it on down the way. Yeah, because right there, that fall that comes off disperses the current well. But it might be nice to do. I don't know. I don't care. Point being, I think residential on this side's a fine idea. It's a fine idea. And then that makes it so our industry stub's way close to the... That means that they're going to cross over. They're going to come in off the highway, and their closest way to get back off the highway is to going to come out and cross traffic to get fucking back. Which is going to piss me off. Because they're going to clog up our residential. Service road. Service road. We could just run our industry right off of this stub and hook it onto this. That way they can come in off of this and then decide if they want to come out and just go down this road and hit this and leave, or do whatever they're going to do. And then that'll inform what we do further down the road, what they start doing, what our citizens start doing once we get them. So we'll do that. $49,000 is a $1,500 road. Remember that shit. Maybe that'll be the plan, and we'll just do an arm right now. Just like a little arm. Boop, boop. Okay. Utilities for schools, things like that. Which means we do want that to curve into this, but we don't want it to be dumb looking. So I think we'll come off to here and then hit like a curved road. Boop. Just a little touch. Yeah. Staggers it a little bit and leads right into the utilities, which will be for the residential something that we don't mind connecting this and having it feed traffic both ways. Oh, you know, we could make that tiny little blurb a one-way road so that you can come from residential to the area with schools, and then when you want to come back, you have to go out, back, and around. That'll keep them from coming over here. Upgrade. Upgrade. Yeah, 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 the button that I'm pressing. Thank you. Thank you. There we go. Okay, so now that it's a one-way road so that they can only leave that way. And I like that. That makes me happy. Let's go back into the straight roads. How was our bunny? 46. Okay, so we're going to do... This is going to be a slower start because of what we're having to do here. Because it's residential, I feel like we can just pack it in because we're not doing zoning off of the roads. So we don't have to worry about that so much. And then maybe let's do one last leg over here. Bam. Can't help it. Gotta finish it. Make it a T. There we go. Okay. How's that? 42.75. That, we might be able to function with this for our start. It is weird. It is weird looking. It might work out really well. Let's find out. Let's start dropping some utilities down. Now, what we should do is get a coal power plant. $19,000. Where would we put it that's close enough to run power to everything that we need? We theoretically could put it right in the fucking highway. It's not like it needs service all that much. But I don't want it to encroach on our residential too much, so we'll put it over towards this side as far as we can get it. Right there at the end of the road. We'll grab this, and let's do plumbing really quick. We could probably take water from there. Let's put water here, poop on the other side, run it, and then string some power for it, and see where we're at budget-wise. Because we may well not be able to make it. Water pumping. Take the water from there. Dump the water there. Pipes. Okay. And then we could bring these... We gotta set up a system so that we can build off of it. We have to build a spine. So the first one's gonna suck. Because it kind of has to be straight out, otherwise it's gonna fuck us later. So do that, and then... that. So we will extend the neighborhoods immediately, and then be like, what the fuck? Okay. And then we're just going to run a little bit of water for now. Normally I run a whole system, but we're almost broke. That'll work. Now, electricity. Let's run it from here to the thing and then over to the other stuff. So like that. Run it directly over to the fucking power grid so that we never have to worry about it. Now it has its own solid hardline power to the power grid. We don't have to worry about it getting it from something else. Despite being an expensive decision, we have $2,000 left. So we could do this. We can bring our power from the edge here over, swooping by that square, just behind these squares, boop, like that, and then bring it over to the edge of this road on this side, right here, bam. So now we have successful power to both our utilities and what will be our neighborhoods and our utilities. And we are good to go. We have successfully completed it, and we have $1,400 left over. Congratulations, us. So a lot of the times I've ran this straight into having no money, and our economy can't begin because we never get power. So it's good when we freeform a city to have it be an effective use of our resources. We really stretched it thin because we had to complete that highway on a shoestring. I could not let it go with just a couple of flags and a useless roundabout. And we'll see how that affects what we're doing. So I'm going to go ahead and just drop all of this, do this, yes, yes, all of that's no, this is no, that's no, let's do this, that, 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 and then now we're going to fine tune stuff really quickly so that we don't have to worry about going in and trying to select it all as we do it, because I have felt like that was a waste of time every time we've ever done it, ever. So now we're put there, that's fine. And do we want to keep this a main road? Because if so, I think the answer is yes, which means we want all of this down to that gone, down to that gone, and then we'll leave that room to upgrade. More room off the end there. Okay. So now we have a gap on all of our main roads. Let's take this away. Yeah, let's take, yeah, just like that. Okay. I don't know that we're actually going to spread power to this. This block right here's currently got no way to get power jump. I don't think this will make it. I'm not going to put commercial on this side. I want this to be schools. I guess we could put schools there and commercials there, but it's not going to matter. Whatever. It'll be fine. What we do need to get rid of is most of this industrial. everything off of the main road up to there. And then everything off of the main road to there. Yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. And then for now, we're going to get rid of everything over here because it's going to just appear wherever it wants, and I want it to come to where the power grid is first. So now our only concern is this stuff right here, and we'll bring that down to about there. And now we should have an inner ring of stuff. We'll have outer area of like fire department and healthcare and a school probably closer over here. We might do the school facing over here, but this is why we give ourselves all of this extra space so that we can decide that stuff as we want. And then we're going to have to go, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. We could leave that as it is and just have ourselves a solid block back to back and see how that does us. But if we're going to do that, I'm going to give us an alley stripe all the way down. Whoop. Okay. Do the same thing here. Single lane alley. Single, single, single. There we go. Okay. Now we've got a couple of interconnecting paths. How do we feel about another one here? We would have to shortchange somebody. It'll be this side to make it match. Blam. There we go. Beautiful. Let's do the same thing here. Give ourselves commercial alleyways. Let's go this way and then back that way. And then let's cut it right-ish there. That's fine. These I care less about for now. Honestly, we should get rid of this and keep it so our power stations are over there. But we'll just do a single air gap for now. Not like it matters. And then let's... For this, we almost, if we wanted to be cheeky about it and force it, we could just make this our only residential square. But seeing as we've already zoned it out and striped it, we're going to leave it alone. This will have a path that comes up and behind it all. And let's hit play. Wait. We almost forgot. Very important things here. Because we have nobody here currently, we're not going to waste a lot of money in the budget just having it all maxed out. It's unnecessary. So we're going to go over to our budget and drop it down to 50%, and we will increase that as we need so that micromanaging it will give us the ability to have more money on hand at all times, pretty much. Pretty fucking much. And now we're at 50% on everything. We are good to go, ready to rock, and let's see what our people do. Zoom in a little bit. Oh, look it! They actually built right where they needed to build. I'm so proud of them. They've built up enough to pick up power. Look at their little power grid. It hit perfectly. Wonderful. Yes, it was a responsible decision to use the eco water pipe. Although why it's not making water. Maybe everything's still kicking on. Yeah, they haven't really finished even building houses yet, so that could be a big part of it. Let's double check our water pipes. We have good water coverage for everything that's going to be built currently or that could be built. So we're okay to go into the negative for money. It's important to pay attention to that in the last seconds before you go negative. It's a lot of fun to try and work it out so that you don't go negative at all with the budget. but I feel like it's more of a headache than it's worth when dipping negative initially. Who gives a shit? I mean, it makes the game harder in the long run because it creates a fluctuation in the economy early on that will reverberate for like hundreds of years. But you know what? Cry about it. We'll be alright. The trick is just making our population boom happen relatively quickly. We have a very small residential area here that we're going to need to add on to immediately. They're going to start to cry about how small, how few people there are. But if we can get our budget turned around to where we're not in the negative after people arrive, if we can turn that around quick enough, we can build out and not have to stagnate and deal with like micromanaging budget and policies and stuff from the get-go. But all there is to do now is just sort of hang out and wait. We could speed up the game though, so that it's not painful. Already our negative money is starting to drop. We're starting to earn a positive income. I mean, it is slow going, but it should bottom back out, and we should be able to climb from our debt without even having to do much. Our first industrials popped in over there by the power plant. That's great. And there we are earning some income right away. All of our stores as they complete should pay us. Bam, bam, bam. Yep. You could see that that did a lot for our budget in climbing back towards the positive. Profitability in this game is not necessarily always the most important, but it is what will keep your city's life um, moving along. You can deal, and honestly, you don't really even need the budget. You just need to know how to do it, how to tinker with this and force the game to do what you want. It's made in Unity. It's not that hard to make it accomplish every goal you have for it. This is our first city that we've built in our 4K vision, and I'm really happy about it. I love it. We might keep traffic lights off of the highway here, off of our main road, and just let traffic do its thing. I don't like that immediately. Okay, never mind. They were turning around to get over here. That's fine. I was going to say I have it set up so that no commercial vehicles should be wanting to come into our residential ever. There's literally zero reason for them to. Where are you guys going? You guys are actually going to the stores. Okay. So see, we have a roll-off street for parking over here that doesn't have anything on it. It's just an access road currently. We'll probably throw something on it on this side. But that may not adjoin over here. We might not connect that into this. We're still having a little bit of a slow climb out. We have a high industry demand, and so I feel comfortable in pausing the game real quick. We'll keep it at high speed. And dropping some more industry down this back channel over here. We'll leave a gap. We shouldn't put anything right there, actually. We should leave a gap over the road here with a space. And we can go ahead and fill all of that in, assuming that the power grid spreads. We do need to leave room for a dump pretty quickly. You know what? No, we're going to go recycling centers. We're going to bite the bullet and wait and go recycling centers. And we can put those. We'll have to build roads for those. Unless we actually, you know what? We could plan it for zoning right now. Cut off a chunk of this recycling center. Bam. Right there. Boom. And that gives us. We could even do our fire station right here for the area. Okay. And let's go over to our power grid and make sure that it will spread power when they pop in. We might have to throw a little offshoot once we get into the positive. Of course you're going to build over there. Perfect. Oh, so close. Brutal. There it is. Okay. Good. Power yourselves. That'll earn us money. We're in the positive now. Yes. Wonderful. So while the game would say they have scenarios in which if you hit $0 and go into the negative, you fail, I say it's okay to dip. I mean, it's if you have to fall into the negative a little bit to establish a city, that's maybe you might owe some money a little bit, but I think we've turned it around to where we're not even gonna owe $5,000. So that's pretty goddamn good. Um, if you were gonna look at it in reality. Swoop over here. This is picking up our water for us. Brings it around. This is pooping for us. Okay. And that sends it down the river. Under the bridge. Up Schitt's Creek. Okay. And that leaves our pristine lake still pristine. We should hit a population marker here pretty quickly. And once we do, it'll pay us out. And I would love to get back into the positive money before that happens. I think our first population marker is going to be at 420 or 500, considering that we haven't hit it at 250. I would not mind this being a larger scale map that takes a little bit of a higher population to succeed on. I kind of like have a plan to do little nodes. Oh, you guys need power, do you, huh? What do you think? You're just going to demand power? So now we're reaching the point where we're going to need to increase our budgets for things. We'll do that accordingly. Okay. That should cover it. That should fix our blackout problem. A little 5% increase in the budget. Everybody's going to be upset about sewage because it was connected to the power grid, so there's our first milestone. So that gives us access to taxes, loans, garbage, healthcare, everything that you see here. So we can decide what way we want to go forward for our little town. Um, let's see. We want to adjust our power a little bit more, it looks like. Bump it to 60 and see how that does us. It's important to remember that as you change these to flip over to the night cycle and adjust them accordingly, because you have to think that by the time day and night changes visually in the game, you'll have done quite a bit of building. And so you need to have your base infrastructure for both at least balanced to where you were building from at your current budget level, right? So if you increase it in the day, increase it at night, so that when it hits night, you're like, oh shit, I'm still at least paying around that much. And remember that your streetlights take power, so you're going to have a higher budget demand in the middle of the night, and you want to try and offset for that the best you can. The best you can. So our earnings are still climbing despite us tinkering with the budget. Oh, there they go. I was going to say it should reflect, and it did. It just took a second. We are taking a small hit from it, and now the economy is bouncing back in our earnings. Okay, so we'll go ahead and pause it there. And before things get out of control and people get upset, we'll go ahead and drop our recycling center right there. Um, we'll come over and get ourselves, oh, we don't have healthcare and education now because we spent it on a recycling center. But it's an important milestone to reach for trash collection. Having that, having city services makes it so that we can charge for taxes, and people will be much more likely to not complain about it. Now, right now we have a high residential demand, so we're going to want to build our neighborhoods out around this. We might do what we said we aren't going to do, and we might build off of this on one side with a one-way road so people can come off of the highway into the neighborhoods, and then we'll have them disperse and come back out through the spine over here. Adams Street and Adams Boulevard. Adams Street will become Adams Boulevard all the way down, and then carry itself down over this way. And it'll probably change the name of the street because I bet we build a main street this way first and fuck it up. But we're going to try and keep it Adams Boulevard the whole way. Just as like a side challenge. $402, so we are taking a budget hit. I'd like us to not. I'd like us to bounce back from that before we even tamper with the taxes. We may not. We may not bounce back from it. It might have been enough of an offset to damage us as far as how much we were making. But if we can get back up into the 500 range, then we'll increase our budget through taxes. So we'll just let the game run for a little bit. And it looks like that might be our new area, is around the 300 level. And again, that's because we're not building anything out. We have the same amount of population that we did, so we might stagnate there. And the burden of the recycling center might be about $200 there. 150-ish. Yeah. Looks like that's where we're going to be at. Oh. There we go. There we go. Climb back. Oh. Damn it. Huh. Well, that's fine. I don't mind a rise. Yeah, I know you guys need more people. I know. I had a feeling we were waiting too long, but I was trying to wait for it to bounce back more. We're not going to take a loan. We're going to try and effectively manage what we need with taxes. So we're going to go up to 12% from 9 in every district, or in every zone, I should say. Try and use the right words here. We could take ourselves a first loan. Um, there's no real cost to doing so. It will take extra money. That's the cost, is that there is a weekly payment of $400. And so while you do make money, you are paying more money back. And it's not worth it. I mean, it helps you grow your city faster. So in that regard, it's worth it. But usually what I like to do is wait and try and take the first 2 loans or the first 3 loans together because you'll find that as you expand the infrastructure of your city, you will get ahead of yourself, and then that money will help smooth that over. But if you already have all three loans running, when you hit that wall, you're fucked, and the city collapses. Or you have to figure out, you know, a large scale solution as opposed to a tinkering solution, which is what you want because that is manageable. So let's hit play. Let our little city continue. Now we're back up into the $500 earnings, climbing from that, which is what we want. We want them to be able to be happy paying 12% for things. We're going to have a demand for workers. It's fine. I'm just curious. I want us to hit $1,000 in earnings without having to do anything. We're not going to hit it. We need to hit. Oh, yeah, we are. We're going to walk right past it, huh? No, there we go. Trickle down. Take us to the 1,000 mark. All right, fine. It's close enough. It's close enough for me to build on and add to our neighborhood. Get our normal streets for now. And I think I almost want to build a little roundabout right here on the edge. And then base off of it, go in each direction. But we could just do a normal intersection. If we throw a K down, we can have zoning on that side of the street. Probably do that up to there because we're going to have to do some modifications to the area here. This looks like it's... Is this fucking oil? Or is this just a dry lake bed? Let me see here. Info views tell me things. We need to know if this is oil. It's fucking oil. Oh my god. You remember when I said I was going to be annoyed that we put the industry on this side at some point? I'm annoyed. Oh, but that is beautiful. I prefer that the industry be there for that. I prefer that the industry be here for this and this. That is a dense forest. So that's not bad things. But damn, we want that oil. We could we could ruin the land for that small chunk of oil. Oh, there's more over there too. Okay, and over there. What about going this direction? Can we keep industry over here? We're going to be ore and farming if we continue this direction. Do we have any other... We don't really have enough oil to start fucking with plastics. We do, right here. We do. Look at that. 26,000 barrels of it. We have way more ore. Ore goes faster. We'll worry about ore and forestry for now. Ore, forestry, and farming. And we will not think about the Black Hills. Oh, I want that oil. It's not worth it. It's such a small amount. That'll be gone in like less than a year's time in game. I don't want to bridge those two. I want this road to end right there. Yeah. I'm not going to extend these out. Or maybe, I guess we could, because we're not using that main road. We could extend these all the way to the roundabout with no consequence, really. To the back of the hill, will it work? It does. And then we could even connect the three of them and bring more road this way. And maybe build our neighborhoods up behind this mountain. And then throw a K on it. And have people wonder why the land looks like shit there. I want to pull all the oil out of it so that it isn't brown anymore. Brown. It looks like desert, like a patch of dry lake bed or something. We could just not build over there, I guess. It's not that big of a deal. And I guess we could link these three up and then run a fucking road off and connect onto this so that they could get in and out that way. $2,000. We're not doing any of that right now. We need to worry about doing plumbing for all the roads that we just ran. So we're covered on the extensions. We just need to go this way. Ugh. Okay. Now we can go ahead and zone off a little bit more residential. We'll just fill these. Nope. That one we're going to have to select. We'll selectively fill it. And we'll leave an alley for stuff. It's fine. I kind of want this whole thing to be houses. And I really want to just zone out the back of this. Oh, God. Oops. Don't let them build houses there, because they'll try to, and then they'll bitch about trash access. We can't get trash access. We don't know why. Okay. And now, you guys still need workers, because we haven't really gotten you any yet. 69. And then we want to increase these both ways, even if we don't need to at the moment, because we want to make sure that our budget concerns are mostly the same between day and night, even if we're overspending a little. We could effectively micromanage it to a T and make sure that we get every dollar out of it, but I don't fucking care that much. It's not that drastic. We're going to get into the next century as soon as we have enough money. You know what? We are going to complete this, and we're going to make it all commercial. Do some little store strip stuff there. That leaves us room for bullshit on this side. We might use this road. We might utilize Adams. And then I could put schools along this road or the other side of Scott Street. And we could put police here, but if we do that, you know what? We might put police and fire right here, because then they can go either direction. I don't know. We have a rising demand for everything, so we can go ahead and throw. For this, we'll go ahead and keep tight zoning and run another road right off of the main. Just slap some industrial down. I'm not going to worry about it too much, about what it looks like. You know what? Fuck it. Fill it. Let's see what happens with it. Wow, it popped in. All of it immediately. Okay. I do want to leave these empty if I can. Maybe throw a fire station somewhere over here. We need medical, and we need education. I love our little town. It's so pretty. It's very basic. That is one thing that I enjoy about this game, though, is our ability to properly do some zoning. Like, I really like having all of it broke off the roads like that. It looks fucking cool, I think. We didn't. We forgot to do it over here. And then this one faces Jackson Street, which, not great, but it was an access road, so I figured we'd throw a store on it. It's okay. Because this is a one-way street, we're going to have to be careful about how we do fire and all of that over here. Because that means they'll have to come up, over, down, and then over here to get to right there. So we might end up making that a two-way. I like the idea of having a single road that feeds into the commercial areas, though. Oh, crap. Literally. It's got power. You guys should be good. May the people poop. May they poop. Sorry. Just checking on you guys, you know, seeing how you're doing. Interesting. Let's see if that balances out. Why would the power demands just became more overnight? There, you get 1%. Make it work. All right, all right, all right, all right. I'll fix it. And the effective thing to do if we wanted to micromanage that even further would be go over to the uh, uh, um, info views panel, look at our electricity availability, and see that it is 21 and we're producing 22. So we are right on the razor's edge of us being able to sustain our city's power needs. And and then let's see. Wow, that is a lot of pollution. Aw. We need more people. We need a lot more people. So I am almost tempted to build the same thing that we have over here on the other side of our little utility district and throw another little loop onto it, bring it down over here and build off it this way and make it a little bit more of an expansive build. We could do it. We have the ability. We have the technology. Right here, we could drop another road right off the side and just not have these two have buildings on either side of them. Have it curve like that. Okay. You know what we could have just done is just remove the power pole, but now it's going to have a sweet curve. Wow, we could make a roundabout literally of a... I'm so tempted to. It's going to be weird shaped. it's going to be a little bit weird shaped, but I'm super down because it's going to be a much bigger. Oh God, it's going to be a much bigger neighborhood. So having a little roundabout right there would be fucking awesome. You guys don't need people. Shut up. That's not true. You don't need workers. Just fucking automate. God, that is so funny. If you were on Kent Street and trying to get to Albert Dixon Street, you're like, fuck! We might throw a little blurb road, just a little bloop. The problem would be if a lot of people are trying to get from Albert Dixon onto Kent, that little blurb road would back traffic right the fuck up. So that's why we're not going to do that. If they want here, they're going to have to come up, over, and then down. Oh, that's going to make such a shit area. Uh. Hmm. I was just being cute with the roundabout, but we've done it now. It exists. Um, where can we shove some quick, dirty neighborhoods? It might be kind of cool to have both neighborhoods off the side of this. This is just fucking nothing. So it wouldn't be damaging us for specialized industry. We'd push our industry further back this way. We'd have neighborhoods feeding both sides of this. I mean, it could work. Really, what it comes down to is it doesn't fucking matter. It's irrelevant. It'll all work, however you want to build it. There's no right or wrong way to freehand build a city. You know, it's going to work, no matter how you do it. So, with that in mind, maybe we bring, like, this back road over here. Get a curve going on it. Have a little, like, fucking road. That's what we're going to showcase right now, is that it is irrelevant. However you wanted to build it, that's the right way. Oh, that looks awesome. Fuck yes. So then we just do a little road down this way. Have it curve just a touch. And now we can bring this one straight out. No. Yeah. We'll have it curve along with the slope of the road, the other one. That's fine. We'll throw a weird little curved road here. Just try to interlink some of the areas. No, no. Do we want to do that? It wouldn't be a bad idea to do something in between these. Paths, we could do walking paths, stuff like that. We need to get rid of this shit. The electricity, we need to spread the grid across the highway, or the spine. I almost want to use like parks or something to do it. This area looks like shit already with the pollution. And I hate how bad these guys need workers. So, how can we spread power that doesn't look like a piece of shit? Take a look at the power grid. Hold on, I gotta let the dog out. She came in and laid down, and now she's pacing away, and I hope she doesn't pee. Max, you need to go outside? I'll let you out. I got you. I got you. that we're good with that, let's check that. I kind of want this to be sort of like our last city. We were pushing for that population cap so hard that it just kept unseating our budget. I just kept wanting to grow, 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 add more, add more, add more. I really want to balance this one. I want to make sure that we're good. Let's unpause. Let's do some fucking zoning over here. Do we have some monies still? We do. Can we beautify yet? We cannot. When do we get leisure stuff? Or not leisure, sorry. 1200. You sons of whores. Ah. Mm. So, step one's going to be to free up some of our zoning here. So we're going to get rid of this, this, all the way back to that, and then we're just going to throw a little, no, a little blurb off of that right here, and we'll feed everything that way. That way I have access to all of this area to build in and don't have to worry about overburdening stuff. We need to check where our power is at. 15 of 22. What? Oh, it's because the power grid went down for this. Yes? No? Fascinating. Okay. I thought we were way closer to needing to fix that. What's our trash looking like? We're real close to needing more trash. But again, I wanted to leave areas like this open so that we could throw things like trash sites on the other side and like a fire station. And oh, that pollutes so much of our residential. We can't put trash on this. Son of a bitch, we built the road too close. That was the, remember when I said the stubs were short? That's why I was bitching. I didn't even realize why. But I knew. In the back of my brain, I knew that that pollution ring was going to be so large that, yeah, it just barely covers. That's also why we're not building on this side or at that road, so that all of our residential can't get sick from pollution or noise or anything like that. We're being smart. We're being smart as we develop. These two businesses are fucked. I almost wanted to delete them to get them fucking stop bugging me about it. Oh, we have industry specializations and everything. Do we want to ruin our infrastructure and start throwing policies and bullshit, doing things? No, we don't. We want to build up a solid, tiny, original battery and let them be free of regulations. We are going to need most of this for residential. I'm not going to do alleys on this. The properties stretch far enough away from each other where I feel comfortable letting them breathe. All of this is going to be residential. But because of the way that we structured it, I would want some commercial on the other side. Just sort of intermingled in, just around. I think we'll leave this road, Holmes Street and Kent Street, not used. They will be access so that it doesn't get too clogged with people trying to pull in and out and park and fucking whatever they're going to do. We might be able to throw some schools and stuff. So we can't build a K yet, which is what we would need to build to make the backside of this usable. But for future, you know, the backside of this will be all cool guy stuff and girl stuff, whatever. Restaurant pier, nail salons, fucking barber, whatever we do for commercial. They decide that they'll put there. Movie theater, maybe we could do jet ski rentals and stuff pretty quickly. because it's just a contained lake, and I don't have to worry about them driving off into some raw sewage. They can't get over there. Actually, that's exactly what we'll do. We'll make this a self-contained lake area for fun. We'll build residential around it and leisure, um, residential along the outside of it, and leisure and commercial all along the inside where the valuable property is. And maybe we'll do a couple of small swaths of residential and flip the two. Do some commercial in, residential out, something like that. That's definitely what we're going to do. Nice tight zoning along this. I love the way that we did the road here. It's going to work well for us. Now, I feel like we gave ourselves enough people to cover for the two businesses that we have here. Did we not zone the top of this? We didn't. Maybe a park or something. Can we do that right now? No. But we can slap down some education and healthcare. So let's do that. At least one of them. If we do healthcare, it covers everything. Except our new additions. So if we plop it down there, would it cover all the residents? It would. Okay. Right there, that's fine. That covers a good amount of what we're trying to get done. And we can still throw a school down somewhere. Now, let's see, where can we put this? That covers a decent amount. That'd be kind of cool. Put a school right there on the water. That covers most of our residents. An elementary school on the water. That sounds like a horrible idea. But I feel like it's going to give us the best access. We can't put it up here. That gives us dog shit, yeah. On the water at the end of this road. Oh my god. Okay. Bam, there it is. It made him happy. And now we can no longer afford to do this stuff. Which is fine. Let's let it run and see where we go. Our budget is going to take a hell of a hit. We just developed a lot of shit really quick. So that being said, because we have education and stuff going over there, let's throw more commercial over here. And select, we'll throw another strip of it on this side. There you go. There's another little strip of commercial. That'll help fill in some of the money that we need. Go over to our budget, increase our water to 70. It's 75. It's up to 55. There we go. We'll sit back and let it run for a minute. Power concerns too, huh? Okay. There, that should fix things. Maybe the power was what was causing the poop problem. Looks like no, because they still have a power problem. Okay. So it's just about doing a little bit of gymnastics as we go to make sure that everything remains as balanced as it can be-ish. You know, it's gonna fluctuate. How much money we're making, how much. All right. I feel good about this actually. Because this way gives us access into our neighborhood from our commercial. And hopefully we won't see too many commercial vehicles coming down in this area trying to figure out ways to get out. Um, oh shit, we didn't build anything. Ah, son of a bitch. $14,000. Okay. Pause. Sewer pipes. Right. It's not already occupied. Shut up. No, it isn't. Don't fuck with me, game. There. Okay. And one of the biggest problems that I always have doing this stuff, now we can do this, we should go over grab a fire department, put them in our industry because we're earning a lot of money there and we don't want that to get fucking ruined ever. So we'll slap this down on the end of Travis Street there. Yeah, we're gonna have some crime problems and some things, and some stuff. Let's head on over to this. See what we can do about jump ring power. There we go. Okay. Okay. We do have a little bit of a crime problem happening. I think because of that, we're going to have to take a loan. We'll take both. That way we can do sort of some large-scale additions and take the budget hit when that kicks in. So we have no police force anywhere, and I think we're going to want to put it somewhere they can get to most things from. I, again, don't want to use this main road, but we almost have to. I think we're going to put a police station here and a fire station on the other side of it. Well, that didn't do what I wanted because of the weird shape of everything. We need a second one here. Okay, that's so much budget. We're gonna fucking ruin ourselves. Shut up. Don't bitch. You're literally fine. We've just created the first wave of you're fucked. We've unstabilized the economy. Which means we're going to have to figure out a way to button this fucker up pretty quickly for earning ourselves money. We need more people, it says, so we're going to pack this whole area with artsy residential neighborhoods. The problem with doing that stuff is that we don't have a battery to feed it, so if we go artsy, access is going to be dog shit. So maybe we need to pack in an old school battery road off of this and just go blam, blam, blam and fill in the backside of a battery over here in oil land. We could also do it here. We could also just bring a battery road off of the side of this and build it all over here. And then just say, fuck the artsy neighborhoods, go grid. Like this, tight grid. And not worry. That might be what we do. We want to use efficiency in our spacing. How the fuck are you idiots having problems with this? I don't understand it. You're, like, you fucking, what? You all had to shave? You're all running the toaster? What the fuck is the issue? Oh, you? Huh? You still got power issues? Your house is about to get demolished just out of principle, so it's a good thing you decided to turn the fucking toaster off. Yeah. Back to having problems, huh? Good. Fuck you. Okay. We need to put in another power station for ourselves. One of the things that we could do is get this stuff set up on its own power system so that it's not taking any power and it always has power. So we could do a thing like drop this here, bam, and bring one over here for this one, like so, okay? And then we could demo this. Actually, I guess we could leave it so that any excess power they have goes back to us. So now our water supply is set up on its own power source, and it will trickle feed excess power back into the system over here. Yeah, you guys are going to have crime problems. We should put a police station right fucking here by this rock. But if we get too ahead of ourselves doing stuff like that, yeah, I was going to say, we'll let the cops do what the cops do, which is go where they need to go. And it'll just take a little bit of time for them to get where they're going. It'll make it so we have a bit of a crime problem. There's currently only one operating police station in the whole town. But we'll try to get ahead of that. You know, we don't like it when people govern us here in Crater Falls. Small town mentality. One thing we could do to help ourselves is throw a couple of little parks and things around. Bam, 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 bam. Let's do that. Let's go with park with trees is rather large. Oh, but it has such a good coverage zone. That'd be cool to do a park right off the fucking main road. That covers so much. They even make the people in the industry happy. Let's see what happens if we slap it onto this road, though. There's that coverage. It's dog shit. It might be great if we do our battery road, but currently it's not feeding much. It would do really well right here. Now this still has a pretty sizable coverage zone. Is it just less of a visitor capacity of 75, 150, 32, 48, 25, 100 at $8, $40. is substantially less for 125 versus 100 with only 75. It's just double the capacity. So we'll take the small. The infographics are really there to help you the best that you allow them to. We fucked it up by 1. Damn it. Idiot. We could scooch it sort of over there and get the most out of it, huh? And then maybe fill the other area with a small park or something on the end. Wait. What do we put here? Oh, fire station. I thought it was recycle for a second. I'm like, we're fucked. Maybe we should try and get everybody on this side covered. We could build a smaller park over there. I don't want to leave that house uncovered. So we'll throw a park there. And then a bouncy castle park. For these guys. I feel like covering the water's not really what we wanted to do, but putting it over here again feels like it's just a waste currently. So maybe they're going to be unentertained on that side for a bit. That way we can get this dually covered. We have a nice cross section where people could go. We're not going to worry about doing any decorating currently. Park maintenance would be a good thing to have so that we could increase ticket sales. Unique buildings. Do we have money for any of that? Nope, nope. Here we go. Statue of shopping. A bird and bee haven. It has a lot of capacity for visitors. It's very expensive. $30,000. Jesus. This thing is awesome. This is going somewhere like here. Like dead center and all of this nonsense. Probably more over here. Since the bouncy castle park's there. We might even be able to hug the highway a little bit closer with it. Put it on the edge of our property line for here. But it does have a little bit of a noise pollution issue, so maybe not. City arch would be cool. Oh, right there. That'd be sick. Nobody's using that stretch of road. That would be really dope. Everybody coming in off the highway would get to see the arch. I don't know if it's worth it. I've never actually seen this do much. When we threw it into one of our other cities, it never got used, but it was on like an offshoot side highway, part of like Hillbillyville, where we were doing ore mining and stuff. They had like no education. I guess we did end up building it up some, but I would like to see this get used. Put it right there in between the roads. It might be kind of cool. Noise pollution. Bump it to where it was, right there. We're going to do it to there. Try it out. We'll try it out and see how it does. Actually, you know what? Can we move it? 32,000. Is it expensive to move? $4,000. It does have a sizable amount of noise pollution, but if the entertainment can be used, I would rather have it in the center of the city. Center of the spine, closest to center of the spine, right-ish there. Everybody right there is all fucking commercial anyway. So noise pollution shouldn't affect them. It should be fine to do it right there. Okay, let's see. All of those things should give us a little bit of a start towards keeping our citizens happy. Our budget's going to take a hell of a hit for doing all of this. Let's let it. Let's let it take a hit. Maybe we shouldn't let it go into the negative. We're currently earning $10 and $12. $11. Oh, it's falling. It's still technically going up, though. $3. Now it's falling. Shit. Okay, well, we're still technically profiting by $5 and $6 at a tick, so that's dangerous. Dangerous territory to be living in. $28,000. We could throw together a battery really quick. We should do that. So we'll get this. Bring it off. 3 clicks. And then we'll do a full battery on both sides of it, right? Oh god. This. Okay. We'll bring it over to there and see what we do with it. This one I want a little shorter. Keep that trend of having a little distance at the edge of the road. Unfortunately, we won't be zoning on the roundabout, so we can bring our shit all the way over to that. And I'm just going to build this out. $20,000. So we're getting a good return on how much we're spending for what it's going to give us. A lot of residents. How are we going to hook onto that? I don't want to destroy that big rock. That's where I'm at with it. Shorter. Like right there. There. That'll loop back around there. Yeah. Okay. Now we've got our little weird thing here. What do we want to do with this? Something later. Nature preserve, a zoo, something. Over here. I want to build our industry out and this way so that we can hook onto the roundabout. I'm almost tempted to throw that road onto this roundabout so that they can from here get closer without having to use this. We're going to do that. Two-way road, one-way road, two-way road. this one, we'll bring it out 90 like that, and then, it's not going to quite work. We're going to miss it just a little bit. Damn it. Okay. I just want a little bit of access going all different directions to hit out to different areas so that everybody can get where they're trying to go easier. Because this area is going to have very little access. It's going to be a troublesome area. I already see it. Phil! Bam, 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 bam. The heart of our residential, right there. And then we'll even throw it all the way down. I want it everywhere. All of this will be commercial, and we'll have police station and fire here on the corner somewhere. I might demo that house for a fire station or something. We do have one here, but it has to come up, hit that, come down, do all of that shit. So it might not. But we'll see. For now, these will be uneducated workers that are going to be filling this out for us. And our industrial is not actually that high for demand. So we'll go ahead and zone out some commercial. Where would we put commercial along this? Here and here. But we should probably put them further down the road over here. Okay, so that's what we'll do. We'll take this, come over, grab a select tool to about there. That. And then we'll make it commercial. Yeah. Okay, so what direction? Where's our orientation here? We're going to get rid of a lot of stuff if we break the line on this road. So we're going to leave it. We're going to leave it densely packed. We'll throw like a one-lane stripe down roughly the middle of it all. Oh, that's not going to work out at all. Shit. A stripe there. That one. Further down here. I want to get rid of that at least. That seems a little silly. So is this. Later on, those could be spots for Metro. Want to stripe there. Get rid of the alley. Here, that leaves this weird. We'll get rid of that. These are fine. That's fine. That's not okay. That's okay. That's okay. Leave those solid because we'll have paths down here. Okay. It does not have, what do you call it? Plumbing. Oh! Animal. No, can't do that. Be wasting way too much. Yeah, I'd rather have a weird water system right now than run a ton of it. That's just a waste, essentially. It is not already occupied. You shut your mouth, game. That'll be for after. Okay. Good in the corner. Good over there. That's not quite good. Let's make it good there. The park has no water. Let's give it some. Probably doesn't need it, but I just wanted to make sure. The arch has power and water, and it should also bridge things. Power grid wise. It does. So theoretically we could get rid of this. And the grid will power itself all the way out. It shouldn't even need this jumper anymore. But we'll let this neighborhood fill in first, and then we'll see where we're at with all of that. Hit play. There we go. We're earning $10. Oh, we're earning $0. We're losing 15 whole dollars. 30 whole dollars? What? I hope that doesn't go up too high. Appears to continue to be climbing, though, doesn't it? We're going to let it run. I'm going to go let the dog in. She's crying. Sounds like she is done with the outdoors. Look at us. I see a little bit of money turnaround happen while I was away. It's almost like we planned it. With our tiny shit stain of industry. I would actually really like to keep that the only legitimate generic industry that we have. But to do anything further, we're going to need enough money to build out to our ore, our farming, and our forestry that we're going to use. And that's all going to be contained over here, roughly. So I would like to put actual residential over here, or commercial, or like a downtown area, or something badass that isn't fucking just factories, you know. But to get there, we've got to build out. And to build out, we've got to have quiche. And to get quiche, we need our fucking budget to not be falling into the toilet like I see that it's currently doing. What do you do? That is such a strong fuck. What are you doing? Oh my god. Stop falling. You fucking cuck. I swear to God. Our budget better not fall into the red. God, bottom out at 200 is brutal. Don't you start falling again. I can take a fluctuation between 1,000 and 200. But what we can't take is a fluctuation with a gap that puts us in the negative and into the positive, because then we might risk tail spinning out budget-wise. And that's not something I'm willing to risk us doing. We need a heavy amount of commercial, though. Which I almost feel like we might be able to make up with our little side streets here. Where the residential is currently satisfied, we might be able to just drop some commercial. Like we could use Home Street, the side of Blackwell here, all of Blackwell here, and then even throw some along this. Are you serious? what theoretically we want to do. Oh god, I love the look of it though. When we zoom out, the road layout for this city looks really fucking interesting. I like it a lot, actually. It's super weird, but not in a bad way. What do you got going on here? You got some crime? $15,000. I don't really have enough money to throw a police station down. So let's see if we can zone out some stuff to make some money. If I take Blackwell Street to there, and then there's not much for Holmes Street, honestly. We need to throw a K up and start developing all of this into commercial. This whole strip being commercial is going to help us a lot. A lot, a lot, a lot. We could start making commercial out towards the main road, I guess. You know, slowly breaking every rule that we established. Oops. That. We could do that.